vola angela o veteranu ako itabua ako do talitaina na barongo na Bula FM na banduan na sere.
Bula, alang gono ilutoka do talita ka na Bula FM berarti na banduan na sere.
Ni Bula binaka nan regen go sa Bula FM nga e na kasi.
Nalang go sa mundo atiwe na Bula FM na banduan na sere nusuri.
Ni Bula binaka nalang go Jerry yang melambasa do barongo na Bula FM.
In the news tonight, plea for help as we face tuna shortage. Sea route license set to help long-suffering travellers. And old people suffering due to modern trends.
From the studios of FBC Suva, Jackie Spate.
The tuna supply to the Pacific Fishing Company in Levuka is down to half its normal processing amount. Minister responsible, Semi Koroilavisau, says adequate supply continues to be a challenge, with Fiji looking to other Pacific Island countries to help increase the tuna catch. Maggie Boyle reports.
Around 120 metric tons is needed each day to efficiently run operations at PAFCO. However, that's now down to 70 metric tons.
A major issue, not only in Fiji but around the world these days. We have been involved in trying to get more tuna to Levuka just so that there is ample supply.
Fiji is having to turn to our neighbours, particularly those on the tuna migration route.
We have involved the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, especially with the roving ambassador in the Pacific, in trying to get the discussion going with other countries that we had targeted to try and get more tuna for PAFCO.
And while the ministry are working to increase this export commodity, they are looking at other sectors of development.
Making sure that we are really fully supporting our existing longline tuna industry. And working alongside them to make sure that we make it easy for them to operate as much as we can. The second, is which the Minister had mentioned in detail, is to really position Fiji as a regional hub for processing.
Meanwhile, last year the government invested over $16 million in a new storage facility for PAFCO to be able to store up to 4,000 metric tons of tuna. Maggie Boyle, FBC News.
A sea route licence will be put in place by the Infrastructure Ministry. The ministry says the licence will ensure that ferries service their routes as scheduled. Sanyani Boiler reports the licence will benefit maritime travellers.
Delays of ship sales will soon be a thing of the past once the sea route licensing is implemented.
MSF and the ministry is working on the sea route license. So that sea route licensing means that in certain areas, the trip from Natovi to Namboalu at a certain time, they will be given a license for the trip at that particular time. Companies will need to take up that. There will be some obligations for companies.
Usamati says shipping companies will be monitored to ensure that they depart and arrive at their various scheduled destinations at stipulated times.
Also continuing our work on the sea route licensing. We want to, like the buses. The bus, you can't just take a bus and just drive anytime. Bus has to leave at a certain time and reach the destination at a certain time. So that's called a bus route license.
The Maritime and Safety Authority says consultations on the proposed license is currently underway.
The other one that comes under a coast trading license is the sea route license. We have only 2 consultations to be done, and then we will make recommendations to the Honourable Minister.
The ministry is also working on developing a national policy on maritime travellers' rights to further enhance the local shipping service. This will come as a relief for thousands who use the ships for their travel. Sainiani Mboila, FBC News.
With the older population increasing, more elderly persons are being put into care homes by their own families due to the modern age. Celebrating the International Day of Older Persons, Chair of the Golden Age Care Home in Samambula, Muhammad Makbul, says they've had some cases where old people were abandoned on their doorstep. Kelly Vadala reports.
It's important that senior citizens are remembered for their contributions to society, their families and the nation throughout the years.
It's so sad and unfortunate that some people have been left at the doorstep of the Golden Age home and disappeared, and then ultimately we have to take care of them. A lot of people are not wanting to look after the elderly, and they feel that they are a menace to them or a problem to them. They have a small family, easy to look after.
For two residents of the Golden Age care home, they are waiting in hope for a miracle.
I have been at the care home for many years. I have an adopted son. All I know, he's an accountant here in Suva. He told me he will take me away, but he said he will visit, but I have never seen him. I want to stay with my family. It will make me happy.
It's good I stay at the care home because I get to roam free and do what I want. When I was at home, sometimes my family gets angry on me, but they put me here knowing it's good for me.
Permanent Secretary for the Ministry of Women, Children and Poverty Alleviation, Jennifer Poole, says they're working to review the aging policy of 2011.
The Fijian government values your contribution to the nation building and throughout your years of service to Fiji. The fruits of your hard work, perseverance, can be seen in your life's achievements.
This year's celebration theme is the Journey to Age Equality, which is aligned with Sustainable Development Goal 10, focusing on pathways of coping with existing and preventing future old age inequality. Kelly Vadala, FBC News.
Civil lawyer Shazran Latif and his co-accused Zoe Maharaj Moore will take their plea in the Suva Magistrates Court later this month. Both are charged with 3 counts of being in possession of illicit drugs. It is alleged that in July this year, Latif and Moore had in their possession 7.89 grams of methamphetamine, 12.49 grams of cocaine, and 2.5 grams of marijuana. Moore was not present in court today, while Latif has been further remanded. The matter has been adjourned to October 15th. Up ahead, women get support for fight against gender issues. And we tell you about a TV show that's all about eating habits. Details after the break.
Bula, I'm Miri, I'm from Lotoka and I love Gold FM because they play all my classic hits.
Hi, my name is Fiona from Tavua and I love listening to Gold FM, only the classic hits.
Hi, I'm Ini from Raki Raki. I love Gold FM, only the classic hits.
The Rural Women Leaders Media Network is helping Fijian women amplify their voices and push for inclusion in decision-making spaces. Women leaders of the Central and Western Division are spearheading a 3-day workshop in Suva to discuss and address women's issues, including those with disabilities. Koroi Tandulala reports.
Women leaders say most women are still struggling to be part of the decision-making process in their community.
And that's something that we empower these women with. We try to empower them to take part in decision-making spaces. One thing is trying to get those policy, yes. Another thing is getting these women out of the shell, because that's big, because they've been suppressed for so long.
Fane Bose Wanga, who works with women in the Western Division, says most women in their network are unaware of the types of services they have access to.
First, they share their story. Then, when the work continues with Feminine Pacific, then we came to understand, even with the legal aid services that are available in each district, most of them are unaware the services is free.
Feminine Pacific Executive Director Susan Gray says the 3-day national convening is important as it allows participants to discuss ways of helping each other.
Through amplifying voices and so forth, we expect to influence. Really, it's all about transformative change and so forth. And and there's a lot of issues that have been happening regarding violence against women and girls.
50 rural women leaders are taking part in the discussion with the theme Protection, Prevention, Participation, the WPS agenda, Human Rights and Dignity, advancing greater positive impact on behavior, practices and attitudes. The 3-day event ends tomorrow. Koroi Tandulala, FBC News.
Public-private partnerships will be considered for medical services for Fiji's 3 main hospitals cannot provide. Health Minister Dr. Ifiremi Wangai-Nambete says advanced healthcare facilities and services have improved over the last 2 decades and will continue to do so. He adds there are areas where they are currently lacking, and this is where private health service providers can fill the gap.
There are things that we've asked. One is that obviously the other one is 24/7 open heart surgery that's not available here. But the routine run-of-the-mill work, which we're very strong in, continues. And that continues in all the 3 major hospitals. So there is a specific purpose that will serve. The other routine run-of-the-mill services are being provided right around the 3 main hospitals.
The Pacific Island Food Revolution TV series aims at encouraging healthy eating habits. The final episode of the show's second season was shot in Suva yesterday, which will feature two top teams from Fiji and Tonga. Lena Reese reports.
Recreating authentic traditional Pacific Island dishes, but keeping it healthy is the key to this reality TV cooking show.
Our whole theory is if people were eating from the backyard, from the market, and what people used to eat in the Pacific, we would have no NCDs. NCDs are a recent phenomenon, and they're associated to the change in diet.
Of course, food has always been a family draw in the Pacific. Well, I think it's extremely important because all the food that is being prepared in the show is affordable.
Fiji surgeon and co-host Dr. Chone Hawea says the show places a great emphasis on healthy living and at the same time reflects the rich cultures of the Pacific Islands.
Our health system actually just facilitates healing. Food is the main ingredient for this healing. It's medicine. And so these kind of shows actually help promote the nutritional diversity that Fiji and the Pacific naturally have.
The series has 12 episodes and its second season finale will be aired by April 2020. Lena Reese, FBC News.
Every year, the month of October is dedicated to breast cancer awareness. However, this year's Pinktober will be different from previous years. The Fiji Cancer Society has confirmed that this year they will involve men in their discussions, as currently they have 3 registered breast cancer cases in men. Kritika Kumar reports.
Men believe they are immune to breast cancer. However, this is not the case, as around 5 men in Fiji are diagnosed with breast cancer annually.
What we're trying to do is when we go out for awareness talks, we include the men breast and the signs and symptoms of men breast cancer, and that's how we relate the message to all the men out there.
The Fiji Cancer Society this month will carry out awareness programs in different communities on types of cancer affecting humans.
Some communities, they are requesting if we can do awareness programs and all of that, and we are happy to do that along with a cancer survivor. So yes, the more awareness, the more they are more informed of the early signs and symptoms of the different types of cancers that affect women.
The health minister believes Pinktober is for everyone, as we all are at the risk of getting cancer.
A person who's well needs to understand that they are at risk of getting cancer, and they must ensure that when they have any sign or symptom that is a worry, that they present themselves to the health facility for review and be seen.
The funds that will be collected from this month-long awareness will be used for cancer patients and their travelling expenses. The society is also planning to build a hospital for cancer patients. Kritika Kumar, FBC News.
And Kelly joins us now with the latest in business.
Thanks, Jackie. Coming up after the break. Digicel turns 11 promises more. And in growing Fiji, new plaza opens in Nadi. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Shamiza. And I'm Salma. We're from Nandi and we love Mirchi FM because it's hot.
My name is Rajnita Lata and I'm from Vatulaloba. और हम सब मिर्ची FM सुनता है because it's hot. Hi, my name is Vinita. I'm from Lambasa. I love listening to Mirchi FM. It's number 1.
हमारा नाम सागर रेड्डी है. हम लोग स्कूल में, हम लोग घर में और
Marking the 11th birthday celebration today, Digicel Chief Executive Mike Gregg said they will continue to deliver for the people of Fiji. He also noted their role in being part of the business fabric of the nation. Ali Kimbia with the story.
Celebrating the 11 years of existence in Fiji, Digicel Fiji is embarking on more investment in the telecommunication industry.
So it's a really important part of the telecommunications fabric, or the business fabric, is to have companies like Digicel continue to invest in Fiji.
Greg says Digicel has come a long way in providing service to the nation.
Well, that's important for us to continue to do, is to build loyalty and to build a relationship with customers. At the end of the day, that's what we're here for.
For the staff that were there when it all started, the growth of the company is just something to cherish.
So it feels amazing. And then over the 11 years, we have been through so many ups and downs.
For me, it's an amazing journey and it's a learning ground for me, and I'm still learning with Digicel.
Digicel Fiji also owns Sky Pacific, a pay TV service in Fiji. Ali Kimbia, FBC News.
Sugarcane farmers will now be able to access the FNPF housing assistance through the Sugarcane Growers Fund. This comes as the Sugarcane Growers Fund has been recognized by the Fiji National Provident Fund as an approved lender. More than 11,000 sugarcane farmers who are members of the Sugarcane Growers Fund will now be able to access loans and use the FNPF housing eligibility for housing purposes. Sugarcane Growers Fund Board Director Tivita Mandingimbuli says their intent is to provide a range of services to the growers and those who need funding in the sugar industry.
As we know that shelter is one of our basic needs, and the approval, as approval lender now, the Sugarcane Growers Fund can looks forward to seeing an increase in portfolio for those prospective customers, those who are working that would like to invest in sugarcane farm and also build new houses through their loan eligibility with the FNPF.
And it's time for Sinifa to give us the latest from the money markets.
The US dollar is trading near its highest in almost 2 weeks. The release of data is forecast to show the US manufacturing sector growing. This should ease concern about the impact of the ongoing Sino-US trade war. In August, manufacturing activity contracted for the first time in 3 years due to the US-China trade war. Meanwhile, the Institute for Supply Management's measure of manufacturing activity is due later tonight. Elsewhere, the euro hovered near its lowest in more than 2 years versus the greenback. This was after weak economic data from Germany reinforced expectations that monetary policy in the Eurozone will remain generally unchanged. A host of economic data and comments from central banks this week will set the tone for major currencies as traders try to determine how far policymakers will go to boost growth. Trading is quiet in China as markets are closed until Monday. That's all for now from HFC Bank, Pinaka.
Thanks, Sinifa. Here are today's exchange rates as set this morning. The Fiji dollar showed gains against the Chinese yuan, the Aussie, the Kiwi and the euro today. A rise in the US dollar saw the Sangamoli slip against the greenback, the Kina and the yen. Onto the commodities market. Oil dropped about $1.50, but it's still above $54 per barrel. Gold dropped about $26 to $1,467 per ounce, and silver closed down at $16.97 per ounce. In growing Fiji, the Challenge Plaza in Vutua Levu Nadi has been completed and is open for business. The multi-million-dollar investment indicates the confidence of business owners in the economy. Filipina Council has more.
The Namaka area continues to upscale itself following the opening of the Challenge Plaza along Votolevu Road.
Yeah, that's right, true, because we have got New World Super here just next to the complex plus Courts Mega 2. So it becomes a hub altogether. We have got a couple of restaurant spaces here too. We have got our biggest, some of our, these are, India Gate is totally, they are from India itself. They brought a couple of guys doing the chef works from India. So it should be okay, like we have got varieties of food here too for our customers.
24 shops were available at the plaza, which has also seen the Fiji Revenue Customs Services acquiring the top floor.
Because it's like, it's vital, it's very important to get the car park space running up, nah? Because any customers coming, they should be like finding convenient to get the, the proper services around this.
The owner of the India Gate restaurant says he invested around $200,000 in setting up his business at the complex.
Oh yeah, plaza is, yes. That's my planning. I'll be open here maybe 4 years to go. So my plan is from 4 years. Today I'll open is my successful, then plaza is wonderful. There's so many, shopping mall and near to new old courts, here, and also it's good.
An investment of $5 million was done to develop the Challenge Plaza to make it the newest and largest retail center in Votolevu. Felipe Naikaso, FBC News.
That's it from Business Tonight. Sports is up next with Jamie.
Thanks, Kelly, and good evening in Sports Tonight. Flying Fijians brace for Georgian forwards. And Fijian Mulikula named for Australian battle. Details after the break.
Nadango meria maramani waya manatu sawa aweti kitunde nandi ya ndo marata kana baronga na radio Fijiwan.
Yawa asna datili yawa mara monika. Tondo baronga vale bunar domai biti lambasa.
Bula nadango aprosa nangarse ngor kraki do talebe na baronga na radio Fijiwan na domai biti. Nadango tsane bukia ngoni na mosi ando taleta kana baronga na radio Fijiwan.
Fiji Airways Flying Fijians coach John McKee has managed to select a full-strength side to face Georgia as they chase their first win in the Rugby World Cup in Japan. Flankers Pedeliato and Semukunatani have been declared fit and will be crucial inclusions for the match on Thursday. Fiji's hard-hitting and pacey backline combination that impressed against Australia reforms with Frank Lomani and Ben Volovola in the halves. Semiran Randra and Joshua Tuisoba on the wings, while Levani Mbote and Waisena Adalevu make up the centers combination. Meanwhile, the Flying Fijians are preparing for a tough battle against Georgia on Thursday. Following Georgia's dominant performance against Uruguay on Sunday, Fiji hooker Sam Matevesi admits the Georgians pose a strong threat in the forwards. Aquila Dama reports.
Executing their set pieces will be paramount for the Flying Fijians Thursday when they play a forwards-oriented side like Georgia.
I think it's going to be a hard game on Thursday, a really hard game. They've got a massive pack, and then also like the set piece wise line out the squad, they're very good. So we have to be 100% on our game if we want to get a result. I think our first game against Australia was okay for the first 60 minutes, and then after that it wasn't as good. And I think last week wasn't good enough as a whole.
Fiji can't do anything about their last two games now, and they have to move forward. But first, they have to be clinical against Georgia.
Oh, look, we've played Georgia, a couple of times over the past few years in Fiji, so we're familiar with their squad and their players, and we know their style of play.
Our chances of making the quarterfinal have gone, but the race is on for an automatic qualification for the 2023 World Cup.
You make your own luck, and it's how we perform in this next game will dictate the result. So, for us, we're just very focused on getting our preparation right and making sure that we can make it happen.
Fiji plays Georgia at 5:15 p.m. Thursday. Aquila Dama, FBC Sports.
Scotland got their World Cup campaign back on track with a 34-0 bonus point win over a resilient Samoa in sweltering conditions. Scotland needed 2 second-half penalty tries to claim the extra point. Here are the highlights.
Up by 3, they go to the corner to Maitland. Maitland's there! He's got the opening try for Scotland! Oh, Laidlaw bounces free! It's over! And Laidlaw's in there as well. The small scrum off pushing. Brown, Fraser Brown, it's over!
From the side, you clearly collapse the wall and you prevent it from a try. It's a penalty try and yellow card. No.
Runner has gone down, but they're playing on with Maitland on the outside. Maitland for a double! No!
Into the knee on the back and you prevent the try. For me, it's a yellow card. And penalty try, wait.
That was a true reflection of who we are and what we're capable of, and what playing for Scotland means for these players.
All Blacks loose forward Adi Savia is to wear rugby goggles in the team's Rugby World Cup test against Canada tomorrow. The Fiji schools team lost 43-8 to its New Zealand counterparts in their first tour match yesterday. While forced to defend for long periods of the half, New Zealand schools were up to the task for the most part, conceding only one try to the Fijians. Only local players will feature for the Fiji Prime Minister's 13 next Friday when they play the Australia Prime Minister's 13 at the ANZ Stadium in Suva. The side will be captained by Pacific Games gold medalist Luke Nandurtalo and includes experienced players like Osea Sandrau, Tiki Konoke, Moses Ngioni Madhawa and Pio Sevi. Meanwhile, Australia has named a strong side laced with NRL big names like Jake Trbojevic, Blake Ferguson, Tyson Frizzell, Ben Hunt, David Fifita, Mitchell Moses and Clint Gutherson. The Fiji Mbulikula aims to keep its unbeaten record intact when they play their second ever match. The Fiji Women's Rugby League team will take on the Australian PM's 13 for the first time later this month and are aiming to make history. Faria Begum with the story.
Mbulikula captain Josephine Majors says she has no doubt about giving Australia a good match next week.
It's going to be a very tough competition, very tough competition. They are the world's number one. I'm actually based in Australia, so there's a few of us that have come across, and we've looked at the team list. There's a few of the girls that we've played together back overseas. We bring, there's a level of depth and experience and skill they'll bring it across. But, we've got 2 weeks to prepare, we've got 2 weeks to bond, we've got 2 weeks to get trained up. Just the way we're going to be trained and the way we're going to prepare. And I believe, we've had our first international match against PNG, first ever, and, first ever test match, we made history. So our aim is we want to do the same thing. We're not here to muck around. We're not here to, just have a game of footy. We want to make another history, and that's what's on the agenda.
Meanwhile, Fiji Mbati coach Brendan Costin says Fiji will have to match the physicality of the Australian players.
The Australian coach, he has selected some of the very best NRL players that we have. They are the fastest, they are the strongest. We have a lot of work to do to physically match it with this side.
The Prime Minister's 13 versus Mbati matches will be held at the ANZ Stadium.
Fiji Under-23 football coach Marika Rondu says any team that wants to play in the Olympics will have to go through New Zealand to get there. The Fiji Under-23 team faces New Zealand in the semi-final of the 2019 OFC Olympic qualifier tomorrow at midday. All single-use plastic bags have been banned from the ANZ Stadium from today. Fiji Sports Council Chief Executive Lichana Lombuka says there's been growing concern with the large amounts of single-use plastic bags left in the stadium following events. She says these plastics not only reach into corners of the NZ Stadium where they're difficult to remove, but also at times are found inside their machinery and drains. She also emphasized that at this stage they will not implement any fines, however, are encouraging Fijians to get rid of the single-use plastic bags before they enter the venue.
We have had an increase in single-use plastic bags and the like being found in all our drains around our venues, and it's started to affect our operations. And so we've had to do some major rethinking. We've got bins provided. We encourage people to use the bins.
That's it from sports. In the world of the weird and the wonderful later on, a few ways to get fit without going to the gym. Details coming up.
हमारा नाम उमेश कुमार, हम रहता है लेबू और रेडियो फीजी में हरदम सुनता है, बहुत पुराना गाना लगे और बहुत रोज तक सुनता है, बहुत अच्छा लगे हमको।
उमेश चंद्रा और कांता चंद्रा हमारा वाइफ है। हम लोग रेडियो फीजी 2 बहुत सुंदर से सुनता है, बहुत अच्छा प्रोग्राम, नंबर 1 रेडियो।
कुमार स्वामी नायकर गोंगवा लेबू लटोका रेडियो फीजी 2 में पुराना गाना लगे, हमें बहुत अच्छा लगे।
कुमार नाकाफी में रहता है, रेडियो फीजी 2 सुनता है।
रेडियो फीजी 2 देश की धड़कन।
Angie joins us now with the latest in weather.
Hello there and welcome to the Weather World. We had the whole country soaking up in sunshine today. How about lying outside in a swimsuit with your eyes closed and a cool lemonade in hand? Summer doesn't get much better, does it? Well, good imagination skills, Angie, but it's only Tuesday, so let's talk about the real weather. Sunshine was a blessing for many. Now moving to the west, no disturbance of any rain here. Cloudless skies and a mango in your hand would have definitely solved everything. Eastwards from Pakhava to Suva, we hit 33 degrees today. That's some warmness. And up north, there are some lingering showers for tonight, but otherwise, we are settled. At sea, southeast winds 15 to 20 knots, moderate to rough seas. For the tides, high tide at 8:32 p.m. with low tide at 2:51 a.m. Sunrise will be at 5:48. For tomorrow, the sunny spells are not going anywhere. Tomorrow's temperatures, the west is probably lucky to have all those warm spells as temperatures will hit 32 degrees. And looking further on to Thursday, sunshine is a necessity and we are likely to get all the vitamin D. And that's all from the FBC Weather World. Jackie.
Thanks so much for that, Angie. In Fiji and Pulse tonight, we asked, will you be wearing pink this month to show support in the fight against breast cancer?
Yes, I would love to, and I have a plan to do that as well. Yeah. So this is a great cause, helping October. So yeah.
Of course, yes, I will. I would love to wear pink, and I will definitely.
I will wear pink this month just to support the women who have cancer.
Yes, of course I will do wear pink to support that breast cancer awareness.
I will, because we have to continuously support our women.
Yes, I support wearing pink for the cause.
In the world of the weird and the wonderful, if you hate the gym, why not train at home? These at-home fitness solutions are probably for you. Recapping the main stories for tonight, plea for help as we face tuna shortage. Sea route license set to help long-suffering travellers and old people suffering due to modern trends. For these stories and others, tune in daily to our sister radio station Gold FM. Our poll question this week we're asking, is rugby union becoming too reliant on video refereeing? Visit our FBC website to answer. And our shot of the day, we're in the Rugby World Cup time, and Robin Palmer has sent us these shots from rugby in England, the home of where the game of rugby started. It shows the Fiji flag flying amongst some of the other participating countries and close to the statue of William Webb Ellis. You can send us newsworthy pictures and videos on email fbcnews@fbc.com.fj or via Facebook page FBC News, also our Twitter page at FBC_news or hashtag FBC News. That was your FBC News for tonight. From the team and I, stay safe. Good night.
Mulai here, Tawa, we love Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bulaminaka, I'm Linda Fong. I studied Suba. I love listening to Today FM because they play latest music and they rock.
Hi, my name is Osnate. I'm from Ba. I love listening to Today FM. Today FM rocks.
Bula, I'm Makereta from Nandi. We love listening to Today FM. Here in Nandi, it rocks.
Hi, I'm Shania. I'm from Lotoka and I love Today FM and it rocks.
Today's hit music on Today FM.